ICSI loves lengthy questions. Now, this is not because they want you to write a multi-pager answer, but the intention is to help ICSI in dividing the student category into two broader bases. Okay? First category is someone who is writing the answer, who has understood the question in a brief manner and is writing whatever they feel is correct. And the other category, which of course is going to get higher marks or has a higher probability of passing, the one who reads the question, understands the intention behind the question, and then answers the given question in a proper manner. Now, in this video, my intention is to help you in analyzing how do you read, interpret, and understand the question properly. Only if you understand the question properly, then you can give a proper beautiful answer, and of course the probability of your passing will then increase. अच्छा, सबसे बेस ये समझो कि जो मेरा क्वेश्चन है, lengthy question generally ranges from 1 to 3 pages. If you look at this is of course an example that I have taken. This is from last year's CMSL paper. If you see, this is my first question, which is running to two proper pages, and the main questions are actually starting in this given third page. Now, a normal human tendency, what we do, okay bhai, we start reading right exactly from here, which is a wrong practice. How are you supposed to do, or what are you supposed to do? सबसे पहले, I always told you, and I have told you this a lot of times, सबसे पहले you should always look at your marks. पहले जाके देखो कि भाई कितने marks का question है. Always and always give priority to the number of marks for which it is being asked. Once that is done, the second step is to start reading these sub questions. You will have to read these sub questions, and कितनी बार पढ़ना है, there is no hard and fast rule as such. Read the sub questions twice, thrice, or whatever time. See, there are certain questions जो एक बार में ही पढ़ते समझ आ जाए कि भाई what is the intention, you are able to understand, so you are in a good position, move to the next question. But if you feel कि I will have to keep the question in mind, or if I want more times, please do it. The intention is first read this specific question. पढ़ने के बाद में once you feel you understood the intention and the question is in your mind, proceed to the next one. Always and always look at the marks and then start with your sub questions. Once you are done with understanding, interpreting, analyzing all these 5 sub questions, then is the correct actual part to move to your main paragraph and start reading from here. Before that, please do not start reading. Students fail because they start their preparation right from here. See, in your schooling also you had something called as passage writing. You start from here. आगे जाते जाओ, you'll realize there are a lot of things which are irrelevant. तो इनमें क्या important है, क्या important नहीं है. If I start from point A and go towards the end, then start reading the question, I will have to reread the passage to understand कि कौन से question का कौन सा answer कहाँ पे मिलेगा. So उसीलिए what we suggest is, please start reading the questions first, because if you read the questions, you already know what is being asked by the institute, you already know the intention कि क्या answer कैसे देना है. You are in a position to eliminate the irrelevant facts instantaneously. Rather than reading the passage twice, you are in a position to eliminate the things in one go and then start with your answer writing. That is the main criteria that you should all be in a position to follow. Now, how do you read answers etc. is already being taught to you. I told you already कि भाई please don't read as if you are going to lose a train. Read with proper punctuations, stop at proper places, and if you feel you do not understand, go back, read and come back. Passage maybe the same thing will apply. You have to stop at every sentence, understand, ask yourself whether you understood the sentence or not. Once you understand the sentence, stop. Filter out whether it is relevant, irrelevant. If it is relevant, please in a very minuscule manner write. Say, this specific point is important to me to understand the company's information and it is a part of question A. So यहाँ पे you can simply just in a very small manner you can write A 1. If you write something in this manner, the invigilator is by default going to have a problem. So please understand कि ये minuscule points में कर लेना. Said that, now let's start breaking or understanding how do you read a question. I will only take a few examples to teach. First, starting with my question first. What is the procedure R and his family can follow to make an appeal with SAT? Basically, if you read it once also, you are able to understand that they are asking me the procedure of filing appeal to make an appeal. Simple. Again, what is the procedure R and his family can follow to make an appeal with SAT? ठीक. Next, powers of SAT. Now, if there is something which you can underline in the question, do it. Third, after discussion with L, is R eligible to make an appeal in the jurisdiction of any civil court to obtain injunction order? Basically, I am simply asking, is R eligible to make an appeal for obtaining injunction order in any given civil court? See, I will tell you, when you are reading the questions, you will be like, ma'am, क्या है पैरा यही नहीं पता तो हमको कैसे समझ आएगा? The intention is that you will have to read through the questions so that you are able to find the proper relevant answers in your given paragraphs. First read the question, be clear with your brain कि भाई question का intention क्या है. अभी जैसे एक specific है कि भाई what are the powers of SAT. If you go and read the main paragraphs, you will find that there are points which are given in a very scattered manner but are actually talking about the powers of Securities Appellate Tribunal. In the same manner, अपील करने का प्रोसीजर भी ऊपर मिलेगा, बट इफ़ यू रीड द पैराग्राफ फर्स्ट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फिल्टर आउट कि विच लाइन और विच पॉइंट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर विच क्वेश्चन नंबर. उसीलिए वी आर फर्स्ट रीडिंग द क्वेश्चन नंबर्स टू एलिमिनेट द multiplicity of revisions. That's it. Next, if R is aggrieved by the decision of SAT, what option does he have? Next, for speedy trial under the SEBI Act, what are the provisions for establishing special court? All of these will have answers upwards. A few points of course may not have proper answer. A line may be given and you'll be like, ma'am kaise likhu? That is where your actual textbook comes into picture. You have to go and read it from that place. Next, we will do the same activity with another question. This question is from ECIPL, of course December 2025 attempt. You can check it over here also. Now, I am starting with part 2's question, which is for intellectual property law. The first thumb rule is always check the marks. यहाँ पे if you see the question is given in a very concise manner. Look at the total marks. 2 plus 2 plus 3. It's already a lot, and then you have last 2. So you have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. The question is for a total of 10 marks. After the thumb rule, okay, you have to go and read the sub questions first. So starting with 1, what advantage will Innova Tech have as a patentee under Patent Act? So if I read the base question, what advantages will Innova Tech have as a patentee under Indian Patent Act? So this chapter, this specific question is pertaining to patents chapter, first point. The second thing is, I have someone called as Innova Tech who is going to act as a patentee. And the third actual question is कि भाई उसके advantages क्या है? This is how you break or interpret, analyze a question. Next, what is the criteria of patentability? So this is like base. यहाँ पे तो it's a complete direct question. Next, what is the procedure to be followed for disposal of Innova Tech's application for restoration under 61 of Indian Patent Act? So first I am asking कि procedure क्या है for disposal of Innova Tech's application, and that is pertaining to restoration under 61. Next, state the legal remedies that Innova Tech can seek if Elixir began selling generic pain Exol before receiving a compulsory license. So I am asking कि भाई legal remedies क्या है? किसके legal remedies पूछेंगे? Of course, who is nothing but my patentee or applicant. Innova Tech के legal remedies क्या है? If a company, Elixir company, starts making the same pain and Exol before obtaining compulsory license. And the last part, what is the validity term of a patent in Indian system? So if you see, after understanding the questions etc. and reading it twice or thrice, they stay in your brain. And then once you start reading this becomes very easy बाय हाथ का खेल बन जाता है एंड यू विल बी एबल टू क्रैक इट इन अ वेरी गुड फैशन. नाउ ये समझो कि यहाँ पे पैराग्राफ का कॉन्टेक्स्ट कम क्यों है, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी डायरेक्ट एंड कहीं ना कहीं यू हैव टू रिलेट इट विथ योर इंस्टीट्यूट्स मटेरियल एंड राइट आंसर्स इन अ ब्यूटिफुल फैशन. So I really hope that after looking such videos you have this ki bhai now you are not going to be scared of long questions. Once you check a long question, rather than being scared, now you have this opinion ke how do I proceed, or you have a mechanism in your brain ke bhai long questions ko answer kaise karte hai. The thumb rule, always look at the marks. Second, read the questions properly, and then after you understand, analyze, go read the passage. I have written it over here. If you want, you can take a quick screenshot as well. Towards the end, I will summarize everything in 4 points. First, don't be intimidated with the length. Intimidated is nothing but being scared or nervous. Understand कि अगर एक बड़ा question आ रहा है, you already now know the mechanism in which you should tackle the question. So follow that mechanism, and if you are seeing any lengthy question, keep in mind कि भाई I have to read it as a professional rather than as a student. Start reading from a professional's perspective. You will be able to filter out what is not important. In your schooling, you have done a lot of paragraph or this passage writing where you know कि भाई वहाँ पे बहुत सुत्ती भरी पड़ी है. You have to eliminate a lot of words or lot of sentences. You have to do the same here as well. Something is directly or indirectly important. Something is not important at all. It is completely irrelevant. You have to find those irrelevant facts and remove it. The second, start with questions first. Always and always, first the thumb rule is to look at the marks. Next is to start with your questions. Read them thoroughly and move to the next question once you understand the given question. The next part, after all sub questions are done, move to the main context or main para which is given. And the last is, the intention is to help you or make filtration easy. That is it for now. And yes, I hope that this specific video has given you a proper guidance on how do you answer or tackle long questions, and now you will not be intimidated with it. Happy learning. Bye.